color. They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, saved facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground. Nah, this ain't no with them weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know two things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt, I'm gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die, so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that means? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give him more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
Okay. Homie, I've been.
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what are the leaves into a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him, say, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He means like, who is this nigga? Like, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath Alham Mawa'idya Yahawah. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so Al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So Al, when it's joined with something, means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like, if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he fucking need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Well, go on, priest. You good?
What's going on?
Listen, man. I'm hearing you, man. You ISUPK brothers be talking about the Jacobites that was in Scotland were originally black. You man ain't reaching that.
Listen, put that on the TV right there. You'll see it. This is the transportations. If you look right there, it will let you know Robert Adam, brown, William Bow, black, Dougal Campbell, brown complexion, black, brown. I see brown, black, brown, black, brown. This is all the Jacobites that was shipped out of places like Ireland and so forth. This is the transportations.
Right.
So this is giving you the complexion of the Jacobites that was shipped out of these places to Barbados and other islands in the West Indies.
Yo, that's mad. So it's saying what? Robert Adams was a labourer and he was what? Brown faced. William Bell was what? Black, curled hair. Damn. That's deep, man.
Which means what as well? Which also means black people was in Europe. Why? Because they ruled the Dark Ages. So that's why they was in Europe.
You man are cold at history, man. All right, man. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, Israel, shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Ilathan Ba'Hashem Yahushua to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, the ISUPK has been bringing black people, you know what I'm saying, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans back to our true identity according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, back to our culture, back to our language, back to our customs, back to our God. Right? Putting down all these customs that we follow, you know, from our slave master, all the gods that we serve from our slave master and just other nations round about us. It's false gods and false idols. You know what I'm saying? Putting down all the things that we've learned in our slavery and coming back to, you know what I'm saying, our identity, which frees us. All right. Tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash class. This is where I teach brothers and sisters how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? We've got a class today where we're going through, you know what I'm saying, just everyday words and phrases or, you know, anything brothers and sisters may want translated into Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So we can learn how to use phrases we may use here and there or, you know, day to day and translate them in our original tongue. You know what I'm saying? So we can know how to say those things in biblical Hebrew. All right. Shalom to, I see Benjamin Yasharala, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. I see the sister Marisa. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right. All right. Let me add all right, no sweat. All right, we got Kyla in the background. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'Shem Yahushua. No sign of Christ. All right, so what we're gonna do is let's go through the. Also, as brothers and sisters come in, make sure to state your registry in the comments. All right, put your registry down in the comments. If there's anybody who does not know how to do so, let me put the I can actually put the format in the chat. Oh, is there a way I can do this easily? Yeah. All right, let me put this in the chat. See how this looks. All right. So how to state your registry, you'll say your name, then you'll say ban or bath. You know, you'll say ban if you're a brother, bath if you're a sister. Then you'll say your tribe, you know what I'm saying? Then you'll say ban Yashala. All right, so I see Ira put his in. All right, Ira ban Banyamyan, ban Yashala. All right, no sign of Christ. So as you'll come and make sure you state your registry. Kyla, could you state your registry for me, Baba Kushar? No sign of Christ. So Kyla, Bath Yahawada, Ban Yashala. All right, perfect. We'll also put in the chat the attended sign-in sheet. So if there's anybody who is still, you know what I'm saying, doing their 90 days, you know what I'm saying, marking your attendance, making sure to earn that Hebrew name, you know what I'm saying, which you know, signifies you being a changed person. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you fill in that attendance sign-in sheet that I've just put in the chat. All right. So without further ado, we'll go through the Hebrew alphabet to start. All right, let me do it. That'll work. All right, if I share my screen. Let's get this up here. All right. So, Kayala, do you want to run us through the Hebrew alphabet?
A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha.
Most High in Christ. All right, well done. All right, so as the sister just read, A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. All right, so if anybody, does not know that Hebrew, make sure you're learning it. If you need the Hebrew sheet, reach out to the school. Reach out to us, ISUPK UK. Matter of fact, if there's any brothers or sisters that want to join this Hebrew class live, like you see Kayala, like you see other students coming in and out, all you have to do is contact us, on Facebook or via email. Let us know your name, your zone, and the name of your camp leader. All right, so be sure to do that. Also, shalom to, I see a sister put her registry, Marisa. All right, Marisa Bath Banyamyan Banyashal. All right, Most High in Christ. I see you attending class a lot, sis. Make sure you're filling that attendance sign-in sheet. Lock in and Lord allow, you get a Hebrew name. All right. Let me get, all right, so basically go right into it. So this is a, should be here. Where am I at? I'm gonna be here. No. Where do I? Yeah, here. Slack here. This is a class where I've done a couple times where we go over phrases and words, sentences that if anybody wants translations to or how to say that in Hebrew, put all your suggestions in the chat. Where's the one I was looking at? Oh, I see what I've done. Okay. Let me move this, move these over. I mean, I could just leave it to the side, but that's fine. I was like, I know I added more spaces on the bottom. All right, so these are phrases and things we've done in previous classes. If there's anybody wants to note down, I can put it on the screen right now. You just scroll up to the top. You can take screenshots if you'd like. These are phrases we translated before. All right, we'll scroll down. And that should be all the phrases if anyone wants to grab screenshots. But without further ado, we're going to start today. And let me put on the screen here. There we go. So if you want any sentences or phrases or any words you want translated in Hebrew, be sure to put all your suggestions in the chat. All right. Okay. All right. So there was some suggestions I had got prior to class, and I'm gonna put those and we'll work through those first. All right. Of course, if anybody has any suggestions while we doing the class, by all means, if you're in the class, just raise your hand or say Salakia. Primarily say Salakia because I might be on a different screen. I may not see you. All right, so just say Salakia and we'll go from there. All right, so the first phrase that I want to do is, when is the next holy convocation? All right, so that's a suggestion I had got. When is the next holy convocation? All right, so do I want to caps this? Yeah, let me just caps it all, make it all the same as before. All right, so when is the next holy convocation? Okay, so using the word when, which is one of our question words. So, I have all the question words, 5 W's, personal pronouns, prepositions, or majority of the things we need to form sentences. I have them all in this general area. So if we go here for the 5 W's and H, Kayla, how would we say when in Hebrew? Mathaya. All right, so Mathaya will be how you say when. All right, so when will be Mathaya. Now, for the is part, there's no Hebrew word for is, so you just move on to the next part. So Mathaya, and then you're basically saying the next holy convocation. All right, so how would we say the next? Now, I've had a look here. If I share this screen real quick, had a look here, and it looks like the word for next that I'm seeing is used is the word akar. All right, the word akar. You have makarath as well, which comes from akar. Makar meaning tomorrow. Makarath is like tomorrow, next day. So it's really just the feminine of makar, right? Which we have from like common time frames here, tomorrow, makar. All right. Then we have, let me see what other options we have for next. We have mashana. Okay, let me go into this one and see how this is used. Because to me, it's between a car and mashana. All right, mashana, double, copy, second, repetition. Okay, second in order. Okay, so that would be, that's likely not the one we're looking for. We'd be looking for the likes of a car. Now, a car means like after. Let me see this one, Qarab, next kin, neighbor. So the one we're looking for is a car. Now, car would typically mean like after or other, another. So that's what we're looking for. Like, when is the other high holiday? When's the next one that's coming? Right? So when I want to go into this word, and y'all can see where I'm at the screen, right? With the blue love. Okay, the water. All right. So let me go in here, and I want to see, yeah, like following, right? When's the the following feast day, the following holy convocation. All right, so this is the one we want. I want to see where it's been used to say next. Let's see. What I might just do, a car. I want to see. Oh, let me just look for the word next. All right, I don't know if there's I think there's something you would add to the word next. So if I'm looking at here, set this a time in the next year, that's kind of the context we're looking at. The next year, the next holy convocation. So let's see. Let's see here. Okay. So ha akarath. Okay, ha akarath. Okay. Now let me see. I believe that's because the word shana is a feminine word. Yeah, it's feminine. And then so the word next would be really an adjective, like it's describing what type of holy convocation we're looking at. And so we would basically what's the word? The adjective needs to match in number and gender to the noun we're talking about. So if the noun we're talking about, and let's go to here, is convocation. All right, convocation, which is quara'ah in Hebrew. All right, let me just look this up. All right, convocation, we're going to get maquara'ah, so like here. All right, now this word is a masculine noun. Okay, it's a masculine noun. So we would just say ha'akar, right? So we would say, and let me go back here. So we have almost two adjectives. We have Qadash, meaning holy, so a holy convocation, and then we have the next. So the way we do this here is Mataya, Makwa Ra'ah, and Qadash. So these you put together as holy convocation. Then you'd say Ha Akar. Ha Akar. Okay, so when is holy convocation the next? When is the next holy convocation? Let me zoom in a little bit for you. All right, so this is how you'd say, when is the next holy convocation? Okay. All right. Then we have another suggestion, which is similar, right? Similar. This phrase, type this down. When is the next could say feast or feast day. Now, if you're talking about a feast day like the likes of Passover, Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Unleavened Bread, then these you would use Holy Convocation. But if you want to ask when is the next feast, like when is the next, and this could perhaps pertain to things like cookouts, general, if we having a get together, a party, whatever, a convocation, a gathering that is not necessarily, one of the holy convocations, but a gathering nonetheless. All right. So this question is like, when is the next feast? I believe the question was like feast day, but we could just have it as like feast. And I'm gonna put in brackets as well. This could relate to things like the cookouts. All right. So if you're asking again, when is the next feast? The word for feast in Hebrew, does anyone know what that word is? I'm checking the comments as well. Don't want to know how we say feast in Hebrew. Go ahead. Chag, right? Chag, well done. Okay, so we would say, matter of fact, I'm just thinking with this, with this one, would we do Ha Makwara Qadash Akar? So it's like the Holy Convocation next. Let me see. I want to think about that one actually, because I'm thinking with this one, Mataya, you'd say, not with this one, with when is the next feast? I'm thinking to do Mataya, Hakag, and then Akar, but you could probably do this Kag, Ha, Akar. Let me check with that one real quick. I want to see where we put the Ha in this instance, whether it goes, because typically it would go on the noun, I'm pretty sure, right? It would go on the noun to say this, the thing, all right? But in that instance, we saw where a car was used to say the next, right? Let me find out again. The ha was put, like it was put as this, ba shana, so in the year, the next. But I think that's like it's almost like a exception type thing where it's like in the year, the next. Whereas, let me see. Let me run it through like likes of a Google Translate. Let me see what that comes out with. I want to see where would it be best to put it. Let me see here. Do I want to use this on here or do I want to just grab my phone? I might just grab my phone. All right, let me do it on here so y'all can see. So if I do Mathaya, which is when, and then I'm gonna type it how we've put it, right? Makwa Ra'a. Then where's the dash here? Makra Wa'a Qadash. And then Ha Akar. Where's the car here? Ha Akar. And this translates to, okay, when is the other Mecca? That's definitely not what I'm trying to ask. All right, let me see this here. If I move this here and put this here, when is the next? I don't know why it's translating for Mecca. But, what was the previous one we just did? Just had it the other way. And did it translate the same? No, this was the other. Okay. So I think the way we want it is we put the thing here. Right. With the Ha Makwara Qadash. Oh, it's like I've replaced the I need this is Akar. What am I doing different? Oh, I'm hitting the okay. I need the All right. This seems like this is the one that's saying next. I don't know why it's translating it from Mecca. We ain't about no Islam. Let me just replace this whole phrase with our second one, right? Kag. And this would be when is the next holiday, right? Kag being a word for like feast day, I'm saying feast of this, feast of that. So yeah, this looks like how you do it. So let me even check the other way. Does this work? When is the other day? Yeah, no. So we want to put the ha before. We want to put it here, right? Ha, so the holy convocation. And then like a car in this instance would be next. So the holy convocation next, right? When is the holy convocation next? Which, I mean, almost you could just say it like that. And, people know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? In simplistic terms. All right, cool. So that's that, right? So Mathaya, Hakag, Akar, right? So when is the feast next? When is the next feast? Okay. And yeah, I've put, I would imagine you can also kind of relate this to cookouts. There's no Hebrew word for cookout. I don't think the word cookout is in the Bible. I can certainly check, but I don't think it's in there. So we would be looking at words like feast, all right, or even just gathering, right? You could even put and that really could be a good one. Like, when is the gathering next? So you just use the word makwara'a, right? So instead of hakag, you put ha makwara'a, right? You just wouldn't put Qadash because this isn't necessarily a high holy day. Okay, so let me even put, I don't think I could put it in like a slash, like a slash, and make it make sense. Let me do it like this. Ha makwara'a akar. All right, cool. When is the next feast / gathering? We'll do it that way. All right. Also related to things like cookouts. Okay. Let me see if there's any suggestions in the chat. All right, no sweat. By all means, if y'all have any suggestions, y'all want any phrases translated, do put them in the chat or just let me know. All right, the next question. Let me see. Let me get this one. Or the next phrase, I should say. Let me see. Which one? I have a list. I want to see which one I want to pick. Let's do this one. Let's do like how to say, since we're on the topic of food, let's do I am hungry, right? Like, how would you say I am hungry? Now this is one we've done a phrase like this to say like I want food, right? But I want to see if there's a way we can like phrase it different to say specifically I am hungry, right? Like if there's a word for hungry or hunger. So let me check here of how to search. Okay, we be hungry. All right, let me look at the people is hungry and weary. Let me look at this one. Let's see here. I want to see a specific word for hungry or how it's phrased. Ra'ib. All right, let me look at this word. Ra'ib. This word means hungry, bitten, hungry, hungry. All right. Right. So this is the word we'd use for hungry. All right. Let me have a look at some other examples. Let me see. Use this one. I want to see if any other word is used. Hungry, right? Ra'ib yam. being plural. Okay. Seems like this is the word we're looking at. Ra'ib, seeing Ra'ib here again, and then the other is a Greek. All right, so this is the word we're looking for. So to say I am hungry, and by extension, you could say we are hungry. You would say, you have hungry as a verb and hungry as an adjective. In this case, it's going to be, it's almost both. It's almost both a verb and an adjective. It's something that's, you're not physically doing hunger, but trying to see here. All right, let's have a look here. I'm gonna do this as like, so to say I, you would say wrong letter. You would say like Anya. Let's see, Ra'ib. Where's the I? Where is it? Here, jeez, select here. All right, so yeah, Anya Ra'ib would be like I am hungry. By extension, if we was to say Anak Nawa, right? Anak Nawa, and then we would do, because it's plural, Ra'ibium would be we are hungry. All right. So to say I am hungry, if I go back over here, Anya, and now we have the word for hungry. So you can use that in other contexts. A context I'm going to use right now is asking the question, are you hungry? Right? So I'm going to do that next. Ra'ib. Right? Anya Ra'ib would be I am hungry. Okay, next we're doing are you hungry? Okay, so this is a question. Okay. All right, so to ask this question is like you're asking, like, is something the case? The word you would use here is right? An and a ma, which means like if, right? So if I do this, and typically, I think in this instance, you do like ha'am, right? And you do this over here, ha'am, and then afa, ra'ib. And what this is asking is basically, is it the case? Oh, hold on. I need to put a space here. It's like, is it the case that you are hungry? Right? That's what the like ha'am would be. Right? It's like saying the if or the weather. Right? WHETHER. Right? Not right? But this is how you'd ask somebody. It's like this word is like you have question words. This is like the interrogative, where it's like, is this the case? Right? That's how you'd use that. Okay, so if I go back here, we're going to use ha'am, atha, ra'ib, right? And I can show y'all this word real quick over here. If I look at if, should be the first one that pops up. If I go here, Swift, I need an exact match. I just want to show you this word here. Right. This is like a speech particle. All right. Go into it. Used widely as demonstrative, is like low, or interrogative as whether, right? So where you're asking if something's the case, or conditional, like if this happens, then this, or if only this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, that, like I pray that this happens, things like that, right? But you can use it as the interrogative, where you're asking, is something the case? Okay. All right, let's go back over here.
What other phrases do I have? The next phrase I have is I am thirsty. So we have I am hungry. We have here I am thirsty. This one I'm gonna ask Kyla. Do you know how you'd say I am thirsty in Hebrew? But you may not know the word for like thirst or thirsty.
I don't think so. Is it like, it's probably completely different from drink or to drink, right?
Right. I thought, yeah, I think it is a different word. The same way with I don't think I've been over this word before. So let me just go over it. We'll get the word for thirsty first, and really I'll ask you the next one once we have the word for thirsty. All right, let me see here. We have down, which is bloodthirsty. That's number one. We have ayap, which is faint or thirsty. Tazama'a is a verb and an adjective. This is likely the one we're looking for. Like with Ra'ib, we have Tazama'a as a noun too. Tazama'a one. This is the one we're looking for. All right. So if I go into here, I want to see how many times it's used. Also, thirsty, literally or figuratively. How many times is it used? And let me go into the verb version. To suffer thirst. So you could even do it as right. Like if you was to do, like if I share this screen and I swap this out, let me go back here, swap this out for, it was Taza Ma'a. All right, let's be Taza. I don't like this this keyboard. Like I can't find the letters as easy as I would on my phone or something like that. Taza right here, right? Taza Ma Ah. Okay, this would be, oh, I need to go like Anya. Okay, it has like a, no, I'm not being able to work that out. Right? Anya Tazama'a would be I am thirsty. Or if you was to do, let me see what this would look like. Tazawama Ma'a, it would be the same thing. This would be like saying I am thirsting. But I mean, if you have an adjective which just means thirsty and it's the same word, you wouldn't have to add extra stuff to it. It just is what it is, right? So I am thirsty. We're looking at Anya. Yeah, I need the H here. Anya Taza Ma'a. Okay, so Kayala. Oh, sorry, let me share the screen. How would you then say, are you thirsty? Exactly. So ha'am, atha, taza, ma'a. Right? So this would be, is it the case that you are thirsty? Let me add question marks at the end here as well. Oh, what did I just do? All right. Exactly. Right? I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm thirsty. Are you thirsty? You know what I'm saying? All right. We have those. The next one, this was a good suggestion from Kyla. We have the phrase, what is a good place for food, or what is a good place to eat? Okay, so what would you prefer of this wording? Like, what is a good place to eat, or where is a good place to eat? Or like, where is a good place for food? Okay, for food, and then by extension, I mean, even the other way, you could do where is a good place for drinks or whatever. Where is a good place for, so on and so forth, whatever. Not when, where is the word I'm looking for? So, Kyla, do you know what the Hebrew word for where is? I can go to it if you're not sure.
Aya.
Ayah. Well done. All right, so ayah would be where? And I can show y'all here. Da-da-da. Ayah is where. All right, so go back here. We have ayah, not ayan. Ayah, and then we need to say the word place. All right, Kayla, do you know how to say the word place in Hebrew?
I have one word.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if it's like a place you go to,
Mhm.
or like to place something.
Mhm. What's the word you have?
Maquam.
Maquam.
Mhm.
Okay, Maquam would be like that's like the context of the word we're looking for, like a place to go or a place, like a country from the place that this person was, this, that, and the third, right? So that's more along the lines of what we're looking for. You have like to place. Let me see. You have now. This is like to dwell. Where's the one where it's like to put or to set? I think this one here is one that would be like that. Yanak, right? But the one we're looking for is along the likes of Maquam. I think that's the word I would be thinking to use, but I want to see if there's any other word in this type of context. Now, this is going to be a hard one to find because you have a lot of different types of places like that, like dwelling places, but that wouldn't really be the context of what we're looking for. So let me find Maquam and go into that word because that's the word I'm thinking in my first. I think this is the one that it shows, but you pronounce this as just Maquam. Okay. So Maquam, you can see this is like the you can just write it like this without the wa. All right, then you have Maquama, properly a standing or a spot, but used widely of locality, general or specific, also figuratively of a condition, like a certain place, right? And I'm in a bad place, right? That's figurative. Let me see. So I think this is the one we'd be looking for, right? Place, locality, spot. I mean, that's how we speak today. Like, what's a good spot for food? Feel what I'm saying? It's used a lot of times for place 391. I'm pretty sure this is the word we're going to use. All right, so now how would we say a good place? So we have place as Maquam. How would we say a good place?
Good would be. I can't think of the word. The words that describe something else.
Adjective?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The adjective goes after the
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah.
So, Ayah, Maquam, Tawara.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Right. So Ayah, Maquam, Tawab. I'm trying to think whether we put not Maquam. It's like here, Maquam, Tawab, right, which would be a good place. I think I put this in here. Hold on. Right, let me put the word Tawab. I'm just typing it through on this translate as well. Now, yeah, Maquam is showing up for place. Where's the Ta Wa Ba? Okay, now this is I think this is, it's almost showing the shortened for Ayah, right? So let me see something real quick. If I look for where, I want to find What word? Let me exact match. Is there like a right here is what I'm looking for? Ayah. Where you have a yah with the ha. Ayak. Okay. Ayaka. Ayan. Interesting. The word I'd be looking for, I mean, you see how often this is used versus the one with the ha. This says perhaps from Ayan. Look at this Ayan. So Ayan, what I understand means like okay, Yan, whence, where. So Ayah is like a shortened version of Ayan. Okay. Identical with Ayan. Here is this the Ayan, which means nothing. Right. So it's like something's missing is basically the concept of how this also became the word for where. It's like void of something. You're looking for it. Right. Let me see. Ayan, then it became shortened to Ayah. And how often is this used? This is used here 16 times. It's not that much more common. We go back again. Let me look at this version with the ha, interrogative adverb. Yes, again, you're asking a question. Where? How frequently is this used? 2 times. I wonder if I just put the Ayan for like the Google Translate to better understand what I'm saying. Because here, I mean, you don't even show me how many times this. Let's see here. Iowa. Iowa. And you have these. All right, let me just see here. If I add a na at the end, is it going to understand what I'm saying now? Ayan. I still don't quite get what I'm saying. Okay. Let me go back here. I just want to get the see if I'm missing something. I mean, I'm pretty too like I know you can use ayah for where, but I want to see which is more common to use. Ana, an, whether, but they don't say how many times. I'm not tripping. See if I put on here, does it understand what I'm saying? Nope. I don't know who An is, but it's not a good place for anything. And that sounds like an oppressor's name. Oh, y'all didn't even see what I saw when I typed this in, right? It talked about some An is a good place. Yeah, I don't know about none of that. It sounds like an oppressor's name. Definitely a good place for food. You know, if you're looking for, you know, luxury such as seasoning, you know, and flavor. it ain't gonna be at Anne's place. It ain't a good place. All right, let me see. I'm gonna just use Ayah. I mean, I know, you know what it means. And then really looking at Maquam. Let's see if I put these together. Ayah. What in the? If y'all can see what I'm looking at right now, I mean, I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, this is what happens when the Jewish man gets a hand on our language. I mean, what the hell was that? All right, let me just finish the phrase. And now we're looking at the phrase like for food, right? Now let's have a look for. I think the word I'm gonna use here would be like, what I'm thinking is ma'ain, which is like intent, right? Or like la ma'ain, you see that a lot is for the intent or for the purpose. I think that's where I'm gonna go with it. What I want to see, I want to go into that word and find the context. Mine. Where gotta go? Yeah, I'm here in mine now. All right, here, mine. All right. So to the intent, purpose. All right. So I think that's what I'm gonna use. If I do la, ma'ain, and then food in Hebrew would be what? Lakam. All right, lakam, which is the Hebrew word for bread and for food. All right, so this is how you'd say it. You know, forget it saying ayah. I don't know. It's not. I don't know why it's doing that. But you know, we know Hebrew it would be makwam tawab, which be a good place, and then you're saying for the purpose, right? For the intent of food, or if you would say, if you're gonna say a good place to eat, I mean, you could just probably put. What if I put like la akal, or would I still want to put like lama eins, like for the intent or for the purpose of to eat? I want to see something. La akal. It's still kind of. Let me just take this off because this is throwing me off. Right, good place to eat. Can I just put la akal here? Yeah, but I can. I can just simplify it. All right, so with a good place for food. I'm even just put a slash here because that was the other way of wording the question, right? To eat. You could say ayah makwam tawab, and matter of fact, and that just off the back of that, can I just put here la lakam, like for bread, for food? Is it gonna know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So you could do I mean, if you wanted to extend it, you could add lama ein, right? Like for the purpose or to the intent to eat, right? To the intent for food, so on and so forth. Or you could simply put la lakam would be the first one, or la akal, right? That would be to eat. Okay, if everyone understands. Oh, I need to share this screen Slack here. All right, so that would be that phrase there. Okay. Now, let me see here where we at. We had a good number of phrases. We at 8 o'clock right now, so we're about halfway through the time. Let's get a couple more phrases and then we'll go through the vocabulary. All right, so let me see. One of these phrases, let me pick the best one I want to do. One of the suggestions we had was like Kwam Yasha'ala, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows what that means at this point, so I ain't gonna, I mean, you know, let's get here. No excuses. I like this one. I'm gonna get two we do no cowards, no excuses. Okay. All right, now if I look up here, I'm trying to see, is the word we want to use ayan? Yeah. That's what we want to use. All right, so ayan, and then let's find the word for coward. All right, let's go back over here. Coward. We don't have a I'm sure the word coward is in the Bible. Isn't there one verse is like consult not with a coward about things of war? If I were to search cowards with an S. No? About I'm almost certain the word coward is in the Bible. Let me search this word. All right. Also, shalom to, I see a couple brothers. We got Prison Officer Barak. Shalom, Adawan. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. We got also a brother checking in from Virginia. Akal Sapar. Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. All right. Most High in Christ. Let me get the word for, like, I'm certain the word coward is in the Bible. Maybe it's in the New Testament. Let me look this up. There's the word coward in the Bible. Search Old Testament. I'm like certain this word is here somewhere. Okay, word coward or cowardly does not typically appear in most standard English translations. Okay, all right. So I guess I don't know if we can do no cowards. I'm like, I mean, we have like the likes of faint-hearted. Let me see here. I think the one I'm looking for, hold on, matters of war. If I search that, is it not as first I'm looking for? Let me look at the word consult not. Where is that? Let me just look at the word consult. Or is that not in there? There's a verse I'm looking for. I don't know if anybody knows it, but I'm like, sure. Let me see. Consult not with a coward Bible verse. It's clearly not going to be worded like that, since apparently, okay, all right. It's in the Apocrypha. Okay, damn it. I'm like, I know there's a verse. I know it's in there, but it's in the Apocrypha. Okay, all right. So let's see if I can find what word would be closest to like a coward. I think we're looking at the likes of faint-hearted. Let me actually see. What word would be the closest synonym to the word coward in the Old Testament? Okay, faint-hearted. Yeah. That's what we're going to use. Okay. Or the fearful. Let me see. I'm going to verse in Deuteronomy 20 and verse 8. Let's have a look here. 20 and verse 8 is which one is it? This fearful and faint-hearted. I mean, we got both here. I mean, we spoiled for choice, huh? All right, let's use one of these. Okay, we have rack for faint-hearted, and we have, where's fearful? Fearful is yara'ah, which means afraid. Okay, so ha yara'ah would be like be afraid or the fearful. Okay, fearing, morally reverent, afraid, fearful. This is mainly the word for like fear itself, or I guess this is used as an adjective. So yeah, this would be fearful. Okay, I think the one I want to use then might be faint-hearted. Let me see. What is that? Faint-hearted. Rack. Rack. Is this Rakak or Rakka? Let me see. Rak meaning tender, literally or figuratively by implication, weak, faint-hearted, soft, tender. I mean, I think this is what we want, to be honest. You know, we don't want nobody soft or delicate or weak. I think this may be what I want. Let's use for things like tender. Let me see. Look at this word. To be tender, to be soft, to be weak, to be timid. I think for now then, I think what we'll do is just leave out cowards. I was almost certain there was a Hebrew word for coward, but I guess that's in the Apocrypha. Yeah, I'll leave that one for now. Okay, but we can still do excuse. Hold on, is the word excuse? Or do we just get that from like a? Yeah, it's in the New Testament. Okay. So I believe like no excuses. What we have is like, get this from the likes of here. Thayar, what is a I might just leave that one alone as well because I don't see it in the. If it ain't over here, I don't know if I want to use it. I like yeah, I'll leave that one alone. Okay, all right, no sweat. We'll move on to the next one. It's a yan something. It's something there's a yan of. I'll tell you that much. What did I just do? Delete the whole table? Let's get back. Slack you. All right, let me let's do another one. Let's do a different one then. I like this phrase. Here. One mind, one body, one West. Let's do that one. One mind, one body, one West. Okay. So, let me see. Mind in the Hebrew would be, let me see. These niggas act much. I'm trying to see. Mind, imagination, things framed. You have really the word like we use for mind would be your heart, right? Lab, which means your heart and your mind. I think that's really the word would be used in here. All right, let me see. Let's use more lab or labab. Heart, mind 12 times 508 for heart. Check this one. You have napash for soul, which is similar. This one you have is used a bit less. And that obviously comes from lab. Napash, you have soul, spirit. So, I mean, you could use, let me see. How many times is this used for like mind? 5 times. I think, yeah, the one we'll use is lab. All right, so if I use this here is like one mind. Okay. When I type this over here, it comes up with like Ra'ash Akkad, which is like one head. Let me look at one body. Okay. Right, so he puts the it's using one now as an adjective. So we put it after. So let's do lab, Akkad. All right, that would be one mind. Then if we do if I look up the word for body, let me see. Because I want to see it to be in the context of a like really I mean, body here. What did it use earlier? It's like a dead body. A pash itazam. Itazam is like the self same bone. This might be Sha'ar, body, kinsman, or kinswoman. You see here. Carcass, that's not the one we want. I want to see Gawar. Is this the one? This is like a back. This typically means the back. So it's like by extension. Like say if you see the back of somebody, right? You're seeing, suppose by extension, their body. But I want to see if there's a Bashar we have for flesh. This might be the one I use. It makes sense. Flesh is by extension, body, person. Okay, flesh, body. Yeah, one mind, one flesh. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now the one west, that might be a bit tricky because one west in this instance, I think would go like the one would go before the west. Because it's more like a modern day location. So I'm like thinking how to word this. All right, let's do share this tab. Bashar Akkad. And I think we'll just do Akkad Yam, which is one west. Let's see here. It might, if I run it through like a translate, it's gonna give me like 1C. So that's probably not gonna be very helpful. Let me just see. Yeah, if I run it through here, it's gonna give me 1C because the word for C and the word for west is the same. It's both yam. Because stop sharing my screen. Hold on. The C was to the west of us. All right, so it became the same word. So let me just see how I want to do this. Share the screen again. Let me just show you. It's just sharing the tab. I'm going to share a specific window. How do I unsure? Let's reshare this one. Okay. All right. So if I look up west here, yum. That's the word we're looking for. You see a C and west. All right, so let me see. All right, shalom to Napash Ra'ab, Yahweh Bashem Yel Shabarakatah. All right, so go back here. This instance is going to be a Akkad Yum. Or what if I do? Now, if I was to do the other way, it'd be like west one. Yeah, one west. Let's do it like that. So Lab Akkad would be one mind. Bashar, this should be 1A. Bashar Akkad would be like one body or one flesh. And then Akkad Yam, you'd say those distinctly and separately, would be one west. All right, so Lab Akkad, Bashar Akkad, Akkad Yam. One mind, one body, one west. All right. I think that's cool to close out with the that section of the class. Or is there any phrases or suggestions that anybody wants to put forward before we move on to the vocabulary part of the class? Yo, just let me know. Hold on. Brother says, Salaki, if I may, do you have the file for the prepositions and possessives? Khan. I got this here. Let's see, prepositions. Got them here. And the possessives will be the possessive adjectives, like these. If you want to take screenshots, or I could send you the I could download these as files and send them to you. All right, just let me know what you want me to do. I could probably do that after the class. That'd be easier. But yeah, I got the prepositions here and the possessive adjectives. All right, that'll be like that. You could take a I'm gonna take a screenshot in the meantime. Let's see my browser. Is there any connection issues? Anybody watching? You'll put 1 or a count in the chat if it's Tawab. It was telling me for a second the connection was a little choppy or something, but I think it should be Tawab. All right, no sweat. So, all right, if there's no other questions or suggestions, we'll move on to the second half of the class. I have to water to this brother here. All right, no sign Christ with Tawab. All right, we'll move on to the second half of the class where we're going to go through vocabulary. So let me do this here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and reshare it. And Khan, I can send it to you. Just text me your like text me on Facebook or something, your email address. I can send it to you right after the class. All right. Let me do interlinear. All right, so for the Sabbath service verses, we're going through vocabulary. Also, shalom to the brother Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatah. We're going to be going through verses. Share my screen. Let's share the entire screen now. Before I do that, go and share. All right, so we're looking at Numbers chapter 30 and verse. Let me just search the chapter in first so it loads it all up. All right, Numbers chapter 30. Why does it give me? Okay, hold on. Interlinear. That's what I'm looking for. What's this Hebrew? What's this? Do I like this view? I mean, it's kind of useful. Nah, I prefer the other view. All right. So Numbers 30, and we starting from verse 8. So let's go down to the chapter. Start at verse 8. Where we at with it? All right, I'm gonna close out this class a little earlier than 9, just because we have onions tonight. Make sure y'all tune in. I believe there's a brother that wants to debate us. So you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all tune into to that class, tune into the show, Salakia. All right, on the end will take place from 9 p.m. to 11. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a good one. It'll be a good one. All right. Why is this not loading? I need to load the chapter. It's going on like this chapter don't exist. It's there. I promise you. Hold on. Let me try this again. Full screen it. Numbers 30. 1. This is just one verse in the whole chapter or something. Like, all right, hold on. Try this again. Numbers. Okay, Numbers 101. We want Numbers 30. Is it one verse? I'm not tripping, right? Hold on. Click for chapter, but then the chapter don't load anything. What if does it still work, or is it? I think this was like broken or something. Okay. Oh yeah, this is changed bad. I don't like this view. I like the good old format it used to have. All right, but let's just have a look at Numbers chapter 30. Because I don't know what going into others. Yeah, right. Okay. We might have to do it just verse by verse like this way. If that's how if it wants to be weird like that. What if I click the chapter view here? No? Okay. All right. Okay. Just be difficult. All right. Numbers chapter 30 and 8. We'll do it this way. Okay. So we starting with a preposition. All right. Preposition is wa, which means what? And. Exactly. Right. So it means and, or in essence, a continuation of what's being said. All right. Let me copy this preposition. All right. Next we have What does mean?
If or whether.
If or whether, exactly. So it's like a interrogative word. Right? You're asking if something is the case. How do you spell interrogative? Looks about right. All right. Then you have Bayawam. All right. What do we have in Bayawam?
The preposition by.
Mm-hmm. Which means what?
In, on, or with.
Mm-hmm.
And then you on.
Mm-hmm. Say again.
Yuan is day.
It's day, right? Oh, this here?
No,
oh, here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yawam. I mean, you have Yawam. I have a I don't. If I went through and I mean, someone's gonna have to do it. But there's some words where it's like, it seems to me, and this yom sound seems to me this y might be added. So the reason why it may look off to you is because the hold on, Phoenician is yam, and that makes complete sense, right? So really, put this as yam. That makes complete sense because what's the plural of day? Yam yam, right? So the singular would just be yam. They just added this wa, but we can see here like even yam ka, which would be your day. Yam ya would be my day. You know what I'm saying? Yam ya, or sometimes the plural as well, like the shorten of yam yam. But yeah, let's do that as yam from now on. Then we have shamai. What does shamai mean?
Listen, hear.
Mm-hmm. It means to hear, to listen, to understand. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, primarily it means to let's see here, to listen or to hear. All right, shamai would be really I think it would be listen, hear first, heard, and listen second. So hear, listen. All right. Then let's go back. Then we have ayasha, right? Ayasha. In this instance, the root here is ayash, which is what?
Man or individual. Man, husband, or individual.
Exactly. Right, well done. So man, husband, which is exactly how sisters talk today. They say what? They say, their man. I ain't gonna say like that because why for that? But they man, right? Your man is your husband. It's the same word, right? Similar to how like a shah is the same word for woman and wife. Typically, where you have it as wife, it's slightly changed because now that the woman belongs to somebody. So there's like a slight change in the word, which shows that this woman is possessed by somebody, right? Or is a possession of somebody, right? So you have Ayash, meaning man of husband, then you have the ha at the end, which would be her husband. Okay, so let me even do okay, ha at end of word typically means either her. I mean in both instances it's either this belongs to her, or if you're saying like to her, right? I give it that, like in masculine it'll be like his or him, but in the feminine I think both words are just her, right? So I'm put it as like, I don't know if I should put it as like possessive, and then her as a is a subject pronoun, I believe is the one up here. Subject pronoun, no, not subject pronoun. This the personal pronoun right here. All right, so you have her as the possessive adjective, like this is hers, and then you have her as the, what I just said, personal pronoun. Okay, if I spell this correctly, we're good to go. All right, cool. Let's carry on. Next, we have ya na ya ah. Ya na ya ah. Okay, let's go into this word. Okay, the root here is nawa'a, or if I go into it, it's probably, the root. I don't like whenever I see that Y, I get a little suspicious. I get mighty suspicious. Let me see here. Fa nawa'awan. Okay, is a plural. Naya'a. Naya'a. Okay. All right. It means a rare Hebrew verb occurring 8 times in the Old Testament. Portrays the idea of being shaken off course, whether that disruption comes from human authority, communal belief, or the sovereign hand of the Most High. Okay. So to overturn or nullify. Okay. Interesting. All right. So you would have nawa'a as the verb. It means to overturn or nullify, right? Meaning you want to do something, but then, somebody with authority says la'ah, and you just, you're overruled. All right, overturn. I might even put that in there here. It says overrules here, right? Overrules. All right, then you also have ya here as a preposition, which means he, right? He or it, right? In this case, it's the he. It's talking about her husband, right? So if her husband overrules, you have our tha. What is this here? Is this just the this is the direct object marker? Okay, so this is really just ath. Okay, so this is ath. It's a word with no translation. What does ath do? Tells you what the verb applies to. Exactly, right? And then the it would be like ha at the end. So this would be like pronounced as atha, right? Or ath. I don't know if you do this as, I think you just do this as atha as opposed to like atha, right? But it's basically saying overruling her. Okay. And then you have ha, that's like your wa, ha par. Okay, so wa would be and. Then you have, okay, par, parar. Okay, let's get this root word. Parar, meaning to To anyways, to break asunder, cast off, to break up, to make void. You see, depicts the acts of breaking, frustrating, or annulling. Okay, so let me put to break. Let's see, to break, frustrate, or annul. I mean, let me put annul or make void. I think that's fine. Okay, ath, and then nadara. Nadara. So nadar means a. What does nadar mean, Kyla?
Vow.
Vow.
Promise.
A vow. A vow or a promise. Okay, so if he overrules or if he, we have here, if he overturns or nullifies her and make void her oath, okay, which we have Ashar. Go ahead.
This is that chapter about does it talk about people in general or specifically to the woman? Like if she make a, like usually when you make a vow you gotta keep it, but if she make a vow without her husband's permission and then he hear of it, like he can make it void or whatever. Is this just about a woman or is it like people in general making vows?
Let me see. If I go back to the chapter, I'm going to speak to children. If a man vow or swear an oath to bind his soul, he shall not break his word. He shall not do according to that which proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman vow and bind herself by a bond, being in a father's house in her youth, and a father hear the vow. Yeah, so this is where if a father hears the vow and the bond where, she bound her soul and the father hold his peace, then all the vows will stand. But if the father disallows the vow, then the vow, then hold on, not any of the vows or of her bonds wherever she bound shall stand. So yeah, if either her father or her husband doesn't allow the vow, it's like you ain't gonna keep that. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, then the vow becomes disannulled. Because a vow is serious. You make a vow to the Lord, this is serious business. If you break that vow, there'll be serious consequence. So it's up to your father or your husband to know whether this is a vow you're going to keep or whether you're going to bring, hell upon his house. All right. So that's why the father or the husband has the authority to disannul a vow that a woman makes. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, so that's exactly the verse you're talking about. All right, where we at now? So Al Yahar upon, okay. So this would be like upon her. So I'll, and this is also like a preposition. It means upon, over, or against. All right, so which was over her, and ma taba'a. Okay, what's the root here? Mataba'a is a utterance. A rash utterance. Okay. Exactly what I said. Like you made a hasty vow. Something your father knows you ain't gonna keep. like a father knows his daughter the same way a husband knows this woman. You ain't gonna keep it. You just said something. You're trying to promise. You're thinking too impulsively, thinking too emotionally. And you're gonna vow a vow that you're going to break, and it's gonna be punished for breaking the vow. All right. So it's a rash utterance or a hasty vow, specifically. All right. I'm missing the T. And then we have Shapatyaha. All right, Shapatyaha. So Shapath is lips, right? It comes from Shapa, not coming from. It comes from Pa, meaning mouth, right? Might as well get that in here. Pa is your mouth. Shapa is your lips. Okay. Then you have Ashar, which again we would have that. Asara. Okay, the root would be what? Asar. Asar meaning to bind. So Asar, and it'll be Asara, which is she is bound, or like her restraint, something like that. This is a verb meaning to bind. To bind or restrain. To bind fast. Let's see here. Bound, bind, captured, it bounds most. All right, that's Tawab. Then you have Io, Napasha, or Napasha, which would be which he bound on upon her soul. So we have Napash here. Napash meaning soul. What else does Napash mean here? Soul, it could be a person, a living thing. Really, in its most basic form, it means soul, or we just put a person or individual. Put person. All right. It's like a person figuratively, like any soul that does this, or all the souls that came out of Egypt, right? It's referring to the people. All right, then you have Yahweh. So what's Yahweh? The Lord's name. All right, the Most High. All right. Then we have Yah Salak. Okay, so the root here would be what? Salak, which is to forgive or to pardon. That's where we get Salak Yah from, which would be forgive me. Salak, which is forgive or pardon. Okay. Then you have this would be Laha, or what you pronounce this is just La. The La is a preposition, so it'd be more like Laha in this instance, which be forgiven her. Salak Laha. All right. Okay. So let me put La, in fact, it's a preposition. La is a preposition, means to or for. Okay. We at 8:40. Let me get one more verse and we'll go through it. A good amount of words. Okay. So Wa Nadar. We already have Nadar meaning vow. Alamana or Almana. Hold on, let me get this word. Almana comes from Alman. Alright. What does Alman mean? Alman means forsaken. Damn. It's like, alright. Alman. Okay, so this is a woman who's a widow. So it's a rough place to be. Alright, Almana. Means a widow. Alright, a widow or a desolate place. Alright. Then we have Wa, or okay, let's see. Or a divorced woman. Okay, the root here is Garash. Garash means to drive out, expel, or to divorce. Okay. To dismiss, to dispossess, to divorce. You put drive out, or almost like drive or cast out. And drive out is fine. slash divorce. Okay. Cal. Cal is a word which means like all, every, or any. Every or any. We have Ashar, Asara, so anything by which she was bound. Oh, no. Anything which she is bound upon her soul, upon herself. Ya, Kwam. Okay, so if you have if a widow or a divorced woman, this is a woman who may not be living with her father or doesn't have a husband, then any vow she makes will stand. All right. Ya, Kwam, that comes from Kwam, meaning to rise. Not wise, rise. Okay, and then we already have these words. I mean, since most of these words we already have, I'm gonna go to the next verse. So I'm gonna get some new words. All right, wa bayath. All right, what does bayath mean? House. All right, Ayasha, her husband, Nadara. This word, we would just pronounce this almost. It almost sounds the same. All like an I on a Y connected would be all. This word literally means all. Okay, then we have Asara, Asar, so bound by a binding, right? Or in this we have Asar, meaning a vow or a pledge. Okay, an obligation. Okay, let's put this in like a bond or a binding obligation. Sar. What did we have earlier, which was meant the same thing, but as like a verb? What was it here? Asar, to bind or restrain. So like, let's do this as a verb. And this would be a noun. All right, and it means basically a binding vow / obligation. Okay, and then al napasha, upon her soul. We then have ba, so ba would be the preposition meaning with. We already have that, and then we have shabai. Shabai. Let's see. Comes from, let me get this word here, to swear, to take an oath. Okay. Shabai here means to, I'm gonna put this as a verb. To, so I can put the word verb. Shaba. See here. If you pronounce this like Shabai, like you kind of almost, the I is separate as opposed to joining it, like Shabai is in 7. It looks like here you'd it's looking like from these, and these are always rough pronunciations, but to me it looks like you'd pronounce these letters all the same. So Shabai, it would almost be written the same, but I guess in the English, but in the Hebrew, you have them. It'd be more distinct of how to pronounce it. This means to. What does it mean here? It could be to be satiated, to swear an oath. How is this one? Shabbat. Shabbat. Okay. All right. To swear. I'm gonna put like basically to swear by oath. All right. Let me see here. Seven oneself. That's an interesting phrase. You know, Shabbai means seven, probably so to say seven oneself or bind oneself to seven things. I've never heard of this phrase, to seven oneself. I've never heard of that. Let me look this up. What is this word? This whole translation of the verb Shabbai, which means to swear an oath. The premise or complete binding, often associated with ritual involving the number seven to signify perfection or completion. Interesting. Okay. All right. So to swear an oath, to swear an oath, to swear by oath. I mean, it really just means to swear. Let me put in brackets. Okay. And then we have, where are we at? Yeah, so with an oath. So this version, Shabbai as a noun is literally just the oath or the vow. But this one is the feminine version, feminine passive participle of, okay. Shabbai. Okay. I mean, so do you have, let me quickly check here. Feminine participle. It's a verb. Is there just a masculine version of this word? Yeah, you can see here this Y, they're just trying to throw it as ain't really there. You can see a version without it. So Sha, Ba, I, and the I and the Ha would be connected in this instance. So yeah, that also goes along with it being like pronounced as like Shabbai as opposed to Shabbai. So this would be an oath or vow, something that's sworn. Okay, and that's the end of that verse. We at 8:10. I think we good to close out right here. Does anybody have any final questions or anything else they want to bring out before the class closes? Let's see here. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me check the comments out. What we got here? Shalom. We got a sister here checking in from STL. All right, I'm not sure what STL is, but shalom, shout out to you. All right, also Kirsten Pashwa. All right, cool. With that, we'll go ahead and close out. I can take this down. All right, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and salute the brothers. So, ye men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Barakathum, Yad Yamata. All right, sister, stand. I'm Madiam. We'll salute the sisters. Ye men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatah Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shemar Qadash and Yahweh Shai.
All right, Yad Yamata, and class dismissed. All right, Most High in Christ, the water for everybody for tuning in. Lord, I'll see y'all next week. Make sure y'all tune in tonight to On the End Radio Show. It'll be from around 9 p.m. to 11. All right, make sure y'all pull up. With that, shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.